Hi everyone, I'm your host Emma Burgich.
And I'm your co-host, Jose Camacho.
Whether you're a player or a coach,
or you're just passionate about what you do and you want to be the best at it,
this is the EMAzing Podcast for you.
Are you tired of inconsistent practice partners? Want to improve your tennis skills faster? Look no further. The Nisplay Ball Machine is here to revolutionize your tennis training. Elevate your game with the Nisplay Ball Machine and ace every match. With long-lasting battery life, built-in drills, and precise ball placement, the Nisplay Ball Machine is here to help you ace your game and bring you improved accuracy and maximize your training time with its portable and lightweight size. Level up your tennis game today and use code EMA23 for free shipping and the N1 machine with the N1 oscillator base for free.
Hi everyone, and welcome to another episode of the EMAzing Tennis Podcast. Today I'm really excited to have Paula Ormaechea with us. I haven't seen her in 8 years. We grew up playing together, same tournaments in the juniors, and then she went off and became a really successful tennis player, and I did it. But anyways, I haven't seen her in so long. She just moved in this area and we reconnected again. We're about to reconnect again. The first thing that I was like, oh, come to my podcast so I could hear about her story a little bit. And then we will go and spend the evening together.
Something like that, yeah.
But she is from Argentina. She was based in Italy for most of her career and reached the highest of 59 in the world, which is very impressive. Good job.
Thank you.
Currently, you're ranked what?
Currently, I'm not a tennis player.
Currently, she's not a tennis player, but she's ranked. Like somehow she still has a ranking. But we're going to dive into it.
Yeah.
You are a tennis player. Come on, stop it. Well, anyways, welcome. Thanks for coming.
Thank you for inviting me. I was like, I had other things I wanted to talk to you, and you're like, yeah, come to my podcast. Okay, I'll come. Yeah, no problem.
I mean,
Just kidding.
for me, it's like business first always.
Yeah, of course.
Just get out of the way, because I had a podcast episode planned today. So I always think like how I can put something together to be useful, you know? My brain is just thinking, but
well, thank you for having me. It's a pleasure, actually. Well, and we're gonna dig in.
yeah,
little bit
we will
with
dig in,
everything.
because I was going to ask you all these questions anyways, so might as well have it on the camera and for the rest of the world to know. But obviously you can share as much as you want. I'm very curious because we're kind of like on opposite paths here, right?
Yeah, pretty much.
I'm going back because I miss it, and then you are stopping because you're tired of it. Kind of.
Yeah, but it's been more because of the things that happened in my life. I struggled a lot. Last year, I lost my dad, and
Sorry.
thank you. That was really hard. After that, I was in a really, really, really dark place. Lots of things happened. I was able to get out of that. It wasn't easy, but it took a lot of energy out of me. To go through that. And then actually somehow I managed to end the year like playing actually really well. And yeah, but I realized that this year I started pretty well, but then at some point I just felt like empty, like I didn't have anything anymore, like I was, I moved to the States this year. I used to live in Italy. So that was a lot of energy there too, but I was happy. My personal life was going through a really good moment. So
wait,
I'm sorry.
it's okay. It's okay.
In
We
that
might be
moment.
crying today too.
No, I'm not gonna cry. I'm not that in that point, not right now.
You know how I always think of you, and when I see you, and I always see you as like such a positive person. You always had the biggest smile. You always brought positivity, like when I was around you. That's how I have an image of you.
Thank you for that. But I do picture
still,
myself
yeah.
like that. That's why, like, when I went through last year after my dad was gone, I was depressed. I went through depression. It was really tough, and to me, going through that was hard because I would only hear the word depression, but I didn't really knew what it was until I was there, and I was like, damn, I was scared because there were so many dark thoughts. I was like, damn, this is not me, like maybe, you have moments where you're not so positive or whatever, but that was bad. So it was very scary. It took a lot of strength to get out there, that place. But okay.
Moving on.
So yeah, moving on.
Today's episode is sponsored by MatchSet. MatchSet is an amazing company that provides players with incredible equipment and apparel. With MatchSet, equipment does matter, and they make sure it won't slow you down. Use code Tennis with Emma to get 10% of Match Tennis today. So wait.
I came here this year.
Okay, but wait, pause.
Yeah.
You last year you ended at what? What was your ranking?
100 something, but
Okay.
I had a period, like a very long, like a few months actually, that I couldn't play. I was going into a court and I would only feel like anxiety. I would have also a panic attack. It was really bad.
Really bad.
I couldn't compete. Like I remember having my racket, holding my racket, and my
Oh
hand.
my
It was like this.
God.
I remember being in Rome. I played Rome, the Masters, and it was like after 7 or 8 years I didn't play it, and it was such a good thing. But then suddenly I was on court having these panic attacks. I was like, what is this? So I went. I played that, then I went to Roland Garros. I was playing qualifying. I was like 140 or something. To me, it was actually, I was getting my best ranking after a few years because I struggled with a lot of things, injuries and stuff. So last year, I started like off like really well. Like, let's say I was 220 by Australia, the tournament before Australia, and like in 2 months, I was 140.
That's amazing, yeah.
So I was doing pretty well, but that's when my dad passed, and that's when my life paused also, like
Everything was on hold after
completely
that.
for a very long time. So, well, I kept trying to play, but it was just really bad. I couldn't focus. I couldn't do anything. It was like just crying, and like everything was really bad. And the beginning wasn't the worst part, actually. It took a few months until I really got to the depression part. Like, it was really
Yeah,
bad.
after it actually hit you.
Yeah, exactly. So I went through all that, and then at some point, like I think it was this time last year, I started playing a few tournaments. I felt like I started feeling better, like waking up, and it was like, oh, there's a purpose, like I'm okay, I'm alive, I'm okay, I like it, So I kept going and like started winning matches, and one and another, and I started having fun, which I didn't had in a long time. So that was really good. And yeah, and somehow like I was almost 300 by the point, like not 300, but like say
70.
something like
280,
that.
yeah.
And then I by the end of the year I was like 160.
Okay.
So it wasn't bad, with just a few tournaments. And to me, it wasn't just the number; it was the fact of being back playing and enjoying that, which was huge after all the things that I was going through.
How did you accomplish that? Did you like go through like therapy, or you
Yeah,
did
so much
a lot of
therapy,
work on
yeah.
yourself?
I had so much therapy there. Like I don't know where I'll be without my therapist actually. Right now.
Really?
Yeah.
Is it a sports or just a regular?
Yeah, regular. Yeah, because I know that I'm a person, so whatever I'm outside a court, I will be in the court. So I always worked with sports therapists before, but then I realized that I needed something for me. I needed to heal myself. So it did help me a lot. And then, like, I don't know, tennis was always my life, like always, since I'm 3 years old. So finding myself out there enjoying was the biggest accomplishment for me, the whole year. So
No, I'm asking you all of these sorry things because I've been through really bad depression as well, and I'm on therapy still and medication too. So I understand when you say like those deep, like the darkest place. It's not like you're sad, but like you get to the lowest point of your life, and somebody that's been through it only can understand. So I do understand you exactly, and that is very powerful how you were able to bounce back. But then, okay, but then you came to America.
yeah,
So what was that? It was the beginning of this year or
yeah, that was January this year.
January?
So
You moved your entire life from Italy to be here.
yeah, big mistake. No, I'm just kidding. You know, things happen. You know, I just what.
I'm happy you did it because you're here now, but I'm sure you're not.
No, seriously. I mean, my time in Italy felt like it was over. I was there with my ex-husband too. You know, like I needed to move forward, and after my dad, I felt like very lonely over there. You know, like I had no families, friends, of course, but it wasn't the same. So I was like, oh, either I go back to Argentina, or at that point I was already dating a guy who lived here in the States. So I was like, well, we started talking. I was like, it was going to be hard to stay in Europe or even Argentina because to see each other. He also plays sports, and you know, we always travel. So it was like, it could work, you know, because we could be together whenever we had free time, and then, I mean, we were both doing our thing. So I was like, okay, let's go to America. I'm here.
Here we are.
Well, life, you know, sometimes things
Doesn't
work.
go as planned.
Yeah, exactly. Sometimes things work and sometimes they doesn't. And yeah. I'm like,
Sorry,
it
this
didn't
is probably
work.
not funny, but
No, it's okay. I mean, I'm laughing right now, but
you
I
were
cried
not
a lot.
laughing. Yes.
I cried a lot already, and it wasn't easy. It's still not easy because
yeah.
to me, it's being here. I feel like pretty lonely. It's so sad to say it seriously, but I feel like I'm alone, too lonely in this world. Like everything that's been happening, you know, like divorce, my dad again. I'm like, oh my God, too many losses. You know, like when is it coming for me? So too many things together, and it's like it's not easy, of course, but I mean, there's people that's going through worse things, so I'm not gonna.
You can always compare yourself to the ones that are going through better things, to the ones that are going through worse things. Everyone is going through something, right?
Completely.
Even if their life seems perfect on the outside, they're like, so when it comes to me, right? And you said, you know, how when we spoke on the phone yesterday and you're like, oh, it seemed like, you know, you're doing well. I saw your pictures when I told you I'm divorced. You're like, no
Wow, yeah,
way, right? Because we were that perfect family, right? It looked everything perfect, American dream, right? But you don't know what's going on behind the closed doors, you know? So you can never, and you know that.
No.
You know that, we know that. But it's like when you're going through it, you're actually like, and then you're thinking, is there actually like that good life out there? Not good life, but like a person for you that's like, you know, that's gonna stay. Is there? You know?
I can't say.
Today's video is sponsored by Lucky in Love. Gone are the days of ladies' golf and tennis apparel that all look the same. Lucky in Love is ushering in a new age. The high-end women's apparel brings options fit for the modern, expressive woman. Partake in the ultimate luxury and shop Lucky in Love for your new favorite fashion items for women and use code EB20 to get 20% off your next purchase.
After what I've been through, I mean, I can't say.
You're like, what day you think? I mean, okay, Paula, like, I had 2 kids with a guy 10 years.
I know.
And
That's
like, now it's like, I don't even know this person anymore. Like, who? 10 years. Where did my
that's a lot. That's
kids?
yeah. I mean, I know.
So,
I
like,
mean, I don't know because I haven't been through that. But
yeah.
It is a lot.
It's a lot. It's a lot. I mean, I feel like I moved on.
And
I
you're
don't think I have.
So young.
Yeah, and we are so young.
Yeah, it's like-
Paula,
yeah,
the best times are coming for us now.
I know. I mean,
And
I hope.
no,
it
no,
has
no,
to
no,
be
no.
like that.
Don't say I hope. You need to keep telling this to yourself. And I know it sounds so cheesy, but it's so powerful what you're saying out there. Like you gotta keep saying it until you
But
start believing it.
Well, last year, or when I turned 30 last year. Well, almost a year ago already, and I was like, it feels like good things are coming up. Like I felt like, man, nothing can be worse than this. Like what happened. I mean, there won't be nothing worse than that. But then moving forward, I mean, things were like so good. Like you couldn't tell. Like people who knows me, my friends are like, "What? You're not together anymore? What happened?" I'm like, "Yeah, I don't know what happened. I still don't know. I mean, it was one day. I mean, I don't know. I still don't know, seriously. But I was so sure that this was going to work out right. But I was really sure and so happy. And I was like, this is what I want. Finally, like outside tennis, because at the end, life is this.
Yes.
What happened with my dad, he died from one day to another, never had an illness, anything, like it was like this, 59 years old, so
Oh my God, so
young,
young.
so healthy, so everything. So I was
Oh my
like,
God.
if something left me, that his passing is that life is a minute. So I'm like, besides tennis, I want to, have a life too.
You want to live, yeah.
I want to live because everything was tennis, everything. And I love it, but I also want to build my life, because I believe in that. And if I'm happy outside, like the court, I'll be happy inside, like everything, So I was with this person, like really happy, like unbelievable. Everything was going like, that's what I wanted. Like, and now it's not like when I got married, I was just 25 and like, you're a fool. Like you think like you're not conscious. Like you really don't know things. So now it was completely different. It got me in another point of my life, like where I really could see things differently. So I was like, I bet, yeah. And one day it wasn't there anymore. So it hit me really hard. Anyways, I was like, damn, I thought after my dad, all that pain, there was nothing worse. I mean, this is not worse, of course, but it was really hard. So I'm like, I don't know. You never know. I was so positive about this, and so
here you are.
I don't know if it's only think about positive things, because
It's not just about, obviously.
you can't control everything.
You
can't. You can control anything, actually.
You can control anything, but you can control how you react to it.
Of course, yeah, sure.
You can control what's going to happen.
And how you come out of it.
Exactly. And, like, I mean, you've been going through a lot of healing, big loss with, divorce, your dad and this guy. And it's like, oh God, like, here we go. What's next? Who's next? Line up, please. But no, but like, seriously. And it's confusing. It's confusing and it's hard because you're like, I'm a tough person. But then you're like, no, I'm not. I'm weak. It's hard and you keep going like back and forth with it. Like with me, like I separated like 5 months ago. Like everything is so fresh in the last 5 months, what I've been through. And it's like, and I've been able to like do it with a smile on my face, with like going through, but like I've been suffering a lot. And it's a lot of healing, but also I'm like, oh, maybe I need a relationship. Maybe I need some other guy. No, 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 no. That's the problem. You getting into something when you're not ready. Okay, this episode is not even about tennis. It's about relationships and divorce. And well, maybe I'm going to switch this entire podcast to that. I think it's going to be better. Anyways, more people can relate to it. But you know what I'm realizing?
Tell me.
And you hear it and you see it and other people saying it, but you're not ready to go into anything until you've completely healed.
Yes.
Do you agree with that, or to a certain extent?
I don't know if that's 100% right.
Why?
Because you can still heal,
Yes.
When are you going to be completely healed?
I don't know. No, okay. That's a very good point. That's a very good point.
When are you going to be completely...
That's a great point.
There are things that you will carry
Oh,
for a long
oh
time or
yes,
forever.
yes. Okay,
So
okay.
you're never going to be like ready. But you know, like when you're with the right person...
You can really talk, okay?
Sorry. With the right person that you never know if it's right or not, actually, but you- oh no, whatever.
Yeah, but yeah, keep going. Sorry. Okay.
Oh, I don't know how to go now.
Today's video is sponsored by Lucky in Love. Gone are the days of ladies' golf and tennis apparel that all look the same. Lucky in Love is ushering in a new age. The high-end women's apparel brings options fit for the modern, expressive woman. Partake in the ultimate luxury and shop Lucky in Love for your new favorite fashion items for women and use code EB20 to get 20% off your next purchase.
Got it. Like,
Done. Oh my God.
she's gonna have a lot of work there.
This is great. I love this.
Yeah, but you're never gonna be completely healed. That's for sure.
Okay.
So it's a work you're always gonna be like doing in your life. Actually, you know, you talk about therapy, and you probably after you go out of this, which is not, I know yours is not easy. You're gonna realize that you're gonna want to keep doing that, because it's not just this. If you start looking back in your past, like, man, I started doing some work, not on me, actually on my past generations,
Yeah,
you know, mom,
yeah,
grandmother,
yeah,
grand, whatever. I was like, oh my God, holy, there's a lot back coming from there, you know, like, so if something that's happening lately, I've been healing things like
Yeah.
before I was born, and I'm
Yeah.
not kidding. There's
Yeah.
some therapy I'm doing. I'm like, oh my God, this is not. I mean, how is this possible?
Yeah.
But because I've come to the point where I was like, you know, I want to be the best version of myself. Don't talk about tennis. I mean, like, I'm a person. I'm Paula.
Yeah.
And I want to be the best version of myself. For me, for my future kids, if I ever have, for whoever comes, and for the future generations, you know, because we all carry traumas from
the past, yeah.
so I'm like, that's the thing, you know. That's why I mean, like, even though I'm okay with these things that happen lately, I want to keep getting better, you know. And therapy is a good way to work things, you know. So that's why I'm saying, like, you probably never will be completely healed. So yes, you sometimes feel like you need someone. It is happening to me, but at the same time, whenever I'm like, oh, but I'm not ready to meet someone, I'm like, what if, you know?
It's God. It's not about. I feel like.
I think just one thing.
Go ahead.
I think this is a moment where you're gonna, and you have to prioritize yourself.
Yeah.
And do everything for you. Like,
Yeah.
you had your career in pause because whatever happened,
Yep.
happened. What happened in that moment, it happened because it had to happen like that.
Yes.
But now it's your moment, and then
Yes.
this is the time you're gonna be like, hell, I just want this for myself.
Yes.
And you're not, if you start doing that and thinking about yourself, you don't have time or like to give to someone else right now.
Yes. Yeah.
If it happens that you meet someone, boom, it happened. Again, life, it happens. It happened because it had to be like that. But I think the best way is just think about what you want, what you've been pausing, and like, man, this is my moment, you know? And if it happens that you meet someone in the middle of the way, okay, let it happen, you know? I think it's good to not block stuff, you know? If it's coming, why not? Now, just don't close yourself to
Yes.
the chance that could happen, but don't go chasing it because
Yes. It's not coming. I love the way you're talking. Oh my God, I love that. It's so true because, you know, I have some friends and, you know, that throughout these years, you know, single, you know, I'm married, kids, this and that. But then, like, I see the ones that are like chasing it, right?
Yeah.
Let's go out tonight so I meet somebody, right? You will never meet somebody by like, let me go, like chasing. No, go where you want to go, right? I want to go here because this is where I want to be. This is place makes me happy. I love the food there or whatever. If I meet somebody there, great. If I don't, I had a great time there. I'm not going there because I know a lot of guys are there. You know, like things, but listen to this. Why I said that I'm not completely healed and I can have somebody. I feel like I have so much work to work on myself.
Yeah, and it's too soon for you.
It's too, and I've been 10 years with somebody.
I know, that's what
I
I'm saying.
need
It's
some
just
time
that
to be alone.
5 months. 5
and
months
date,
is
maybe.
yeah.
You know.
If you're open to that, yeah.
I
but
am
it's
open. I'm on
5
dating
months,
apps.
wait. Oh no, I'm not. I'm not gonna get there.
I got there.
I thought about it. I was like, no, no way. I can't.
No,
just
it's
stop.
like-
No, I can't do that.
It's, so there's this,
This is
there's a
but
few ones.
You know what's the problem? I'm not used to that. In Argentina, it's completely different. You know, the culture is. I mean,
in Bosnia too, yeah.
it happens that people gets into those apps, but I was like, I would never do that. Like there, so I'm like, whatever. I'm not gonna. No. I'm not
You
talking about doing that, but-
said you have to be open.
Yeah, I know, but I mean,
What's the worst case it can happen? You meet a friend. You have a friend. You meet somebody
Yeah, I know,
here.
it's so strange.
You came to a completely new country, new place.
It's
How are
true.
you gonna meet people?
I don't know, by other friends maybe.
Yeah,
who knows?
whatever. Okay,
I'm
whatever.
not looking to meet a guy.
Yeah, I know.
actually.
You really don't need to meet a guy right now.
Like if it. Why not? Maybe yes.
I'm kidding. I have some
No,
guys
I mean,
for you.
There you go. Maybe I had some for you. No, I'm just kidding. But I'm not thinking about that.
Yeah.
Again, because I'm still like processing everything. And
Yeah.
this last 2 days, actually, it was crazy. But I started thinking about like, damn, maybe many of my decisions were towards like that relationship, thinking like, what could be better for him, you know? For him, not for me. So I was like, I did that on the past. My ex-husband, he's from Argentina, but he lives in Italy. He plays volleyball, and like, so I moved to Italy for us, you know, like everything. Like then I moved here for us. So I'm always doing towards like the relationship. And then I was like, not choose that, but okay, it was convenient for me to be here, you know, like a few
Good
things
place to
were,
practice, yeah.
But there was a lot of things that I could have done better, thinking like more of myself. And I haven't done that. So I was like, okay, if it happens that I meet someone next time, I'm like, I'm not jumping into right like that, you know, like I'll do this, I'll do that. No, listen, you gotta let them do too and think about yourself more, you know. You have to prioritize yourself. And I'm just understanding that right now. Just now. So I'm like, okay, this is good because I know where I'll be standing if there's a next time, you know? A next
Exactly. And it's better that you realize it now than at 40 or 50 years old, right? And I agree. So that's what happened with me. I also moved here. I would never live in Wellington, Florida. Do you think I would move to Wellington, Florida just because I want to? No. I never wanted to live here. I moved because of my ex-husband.
Where would you be now if it was for you?
Somewhere in Europe.
Good.
Somewhere in Europe, for sure.
Well, you can always go back.
I have 2 kids, and they're here. So now I'm stuck in Wellington, Florida.
No.
Yes.
You can get to it. Well, we'll see.
We'll see. But now I love it. I love it here. I built a life. I have friends. I have a business. I really like it, honestly, because I've been here 8 years. But the thing is, like, when it comes to, like what you were saying, I was always adapting to my ex-husband, right? Because I moved here, then try to start my life from zero, right? Meet new friends, get a job, do this. And I've been just trying to find myself all these years, right? While deep inside, I wasn't happy and I didn't have the courage to admit that. But once I started working more with this life coach at the beginning of this year, and like, okay, be true to yourself. Don't think about doing things for others, for your parents, for your husband, for your kids.
So much when you start looking.
It happens so much.
So many people.
To so many people.
Because you're really starting to think about yourself, putting yourself
Yes,
first.
but then what happened to me is every time in my marriage, when I would try to put myself first, my career first, whatever, not meaning that I'm like not taking care of my kids or anything,
no.
but once I was being starting to be more selfish, then some people make you feel guilty.
I know.
And then you feel this guilt. Oh, well, maybe I'm working too much. Maybe I'm not doing this. But then like,
Maybe I'm wrong.
maybe I'm wrong, but no, like deep inside your gut feeling, you know it. You know it. Nobody else knows it for you. Nobody else can tell you. And you shouldn't be living a life for anyone else but yourself.
Yeah.
Right? Because then you will be the best version of yourself.
Even if you have kids, because if you're not the
Yes,
best version of
no.
yourself, you won't be for them.
But
You won't
Paula,
be
it's
there
so true because I've seen my mom do it all these years, sacrificing so much for us, but she isn't happy. She wasn't happy, right? Like, okay, I'm going to be the best mom to my kids that I can possibly be. I sacrifice a lot for them too, but I also want to show them that it's okay to go for your dreams. It's okay to take risks in life. It's okay to be like, to do what you want to do, right?
100%, yeah, I agree.
It's okay to have dreams, to have goals, even if, so okay, like right now for me, it's like, okay, I'm going back on tour. A lot of people are like, what's wrong with you? Like you're 31 years old, so what? I never gave myself that chance. I want to see, even if that means, okay, I made it to like 300 in the world. That's my limit. I will never know until I do it.
You didn't try, so
Right?
you don't know.
But you said something earlier, which was so important, like to be that, because we define ourselves a lot of like who we are as person based on how we perform on the tennis court, right? So it's like, I've been practicing hard again, and like yesterday I had a tough practice, and it was like, tennis really can bring the worst out of me. You know, like the way I'm behaving, I'm like, who are you? You're a 31 grown-up woman. You're a mother. You're like, why are you whining on the tennis court? You know, like, but then I have to work on that on and off the court because I have that problem off the court too.
Of course.
So both will make me stronger. I'm challenging myself.
And
Right? It is because life is a challenge.
of course.
If you want something out of life, right? If you want to just have an okay average life, okay, then you're okay. But no, like,
Yeah, you're putting yourself out there, like,
exactly. So, but are you ready to immerse yourself in the world of beauty, wellness, and self-care? Look no further. Rejuvenate is a medical spa in South Florida that offers a wide range of beauty and health-improving treatments and therapies. Their goal and aim is to improve your quality of life and ensure a healthy glow on your skin. Make sure to check their social media and to visit their location here in South Florida.
And remember to use code EMMA20 for 20% off your service.
I just want to ask you this also, like, so while you were on tour, we hear this a lot, you know, it's a struggle, it's tough, it gets lonely. You told me this yesterday. How hard is it?
it is really hard.
Which part? Like, what?
Well, depending on how you do it, actually. But you know, we're not easy on life, so the tour gets really. Well, you were there. No, even if it,
I was
even,
there, but for a little bit. Yeah,
even
but
if
that's
it
why
was a long show.
yeah.
You know what I felt? I felt like I never belonged there.
Really?
Yeah, but not in the tennis wise. I'm a different kind of person, you know. I'm too easy. I'm not there to like compete to anybody with the other ones. I'm there for me, you know. I want to be my best version. So I'm not there like I don't want you. I won't wish you the worst, you know. Women are like that, you know. They're wishing you to lose, it is horrible there. There's some of them that which are friendly, but there's some of them, not all of them. So yeah, they're competitive because at the end, like if you're doing better, you're taking the money, you're taking the points, you know.
Yeah.
So they're competing for that, and it's really hard. So I swear, if there was one thing I never liked from the tour, it was that. You know, I mean, I'm not saying I'm gonna be friends with everyone, but at least like just be friendly. You know, we see each other all the time. Why are we like even competing? I'm like, at least, I mean, in the end, we just compete like once, like in the court, and that's it. Then, you know, if you will see me when I go to tournaments, I'm like, I'll go to practice, do my thing, and you'll never see me again. And people, it's like they think I'm not a good person. I'm like whatever, like because I'm never there. I'm like, I don't want to be there because the environment is not nice. So I'd rather be like outside, you know, I just do whatever I have to do, my job, and then I'll go. You know, I'd rather be alone and lonely than in between all of that people.
But how? Explain it to me. Is it like toxic in a way?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
do they talk or you feel
You'll see
it?
it. You'll see it now. I mean, you come from a completely different life. You'll see.
Yeah.
Some of them are like they're like friendly, but then there's
Behind your back, they're
Yeah, you know. So I don't like those things. I learn. I'm like I rather seriously be alone than trying to share with someone who I know it's not even being truth. Like it's not true to yourself. So
I feel
you'll see.
like
Then it's all about competition. You know. I don't know. I mean, again, I love the sport. I mean, I love it. I love competing. I love the sport itself. You know.
Yes,
The clean
yeah.
part of it, but
Yes,
there's not much
everything
of it.
else.
Seriously.
really.
You'll live it. You'll see it. I mean, I like I said, you know, if you have people around you, it's gonna be better because doing it alone, it is really tough. But I mean, again, you're older too. You know, it's you're just starting. Let's say you're just starting right now, but your priority is another too. You know, you have your kids there. I don't know if you travel with them or not.
It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. They're 2 and 3 years old.
Too young, yeah.
I'm not gonna take them. I'll take them. I mean, first of all, I don't have all the financial possibilities to bring them with me because if I do, I need either a nanny or my parents there full time. You know, I can just like take my kids. Let's go.
No, but at least I mean, if you be there with a coach, it's gonna make it easier for
Oh,
sure.
yeah.
I travel by myself a lot. and
Why?
that-
Because you can afford a coach?
Yeah, I couldn't afford some. I mean, what I wanted, you know, a full-time coach there. It's very expensive though. It's very very expensive.
know.
So
Yeah.
I got to a point where I was like, okay, if I take the coach, then
Yeah.
that's gonna be complicated to go to the next month. So
Yeah.
you know, I couldn't take it all the time, and that didn't help a lot. And then not just that was one of the things. And my dad, too many things together. I was like, damn, I'm not really enjoying this. And I was a kid who was playing tennis because of the love of the game. That was it. I never thought about tennis like money wise. You know, like if it was for that, I would be playing a long time ago.
Oh, yeah.
Long time ago
Yeah.
because financially it wasn't a good business for me. But I never saw a business in tennis. You know, I was like, I love this, you know, I love getting there. I love working hard.
Yes,
you know, I love
the
that.
grind.
I love
Yes.
the grind. I love competing. I mean, I
Yes.
used to love traveling, and then it got to a point where like, oh damn, another flight. Oh, I have to go
Yes,
home.
yeah.
Again alone, you know, because it found me in a good place, personal place. You know, like I was in a good place. I had a person who loved me, and I was like, oh, and I have to go by myself. So now I'm like thinking, like, what was it? Like, did this thing affect my decision too?
Probably it's a combination of everything.
So I'm like, okay, gotta think over again and see.
So where are you at now?
I'm at the place where I'm working a lot on myself, and it has helped me a lot and to heal different things, my family stuff, a lot. Like I didn't even knew those things existed. I'm enjoying being at home, which I missed a lot. Well, I don't feel this place my home, but I enjoy being like able to cook myself and do those things that you never do on
Yes.
tour. But I started playing more with friends lately, and I'm enjoying that. So I'm like, I didn't decide. I didn't retire. I didn't do that. I mean, I have a shoulder problem too. I had to fix and stuff. So I'm like taking the time to realize what I want exactly. Do I want to go back? I'm ready to do what it takes because it takes a lot. I know what it takes. I'm like,
You've been there?
I'm ready to give myself 300% every single day. Yes or no? Because if I'm not ready, I'm not doing it. You know, whatever. If you're gonna do it, you have to be sure that you're gonna do whatever it takes to be there. That's it. And I was going through a moment that I couldn't do that. I was like, I'm not ready. I'm not in a good place. I can fully commit. I couldn't fully commit in the moment. So that's why I decided to stop because it was getting like I was anxious all the time, not enjoying anything. So I'm like,
Why am I doing this?
Yeah.
You see, like from my perspective, as somebody that hasn't played in a while, right, and is starting over, I know what it requires, and it's harder now with the kids and everything. But I think our career life span is limited, right? Like, I don't want to regret later that I didn't try. And especially like for you, I'm not obviously telling you what to do. I'm just telling you from my perspective. It's not like you're going to listen to me, but you have so much more to give. And once you're healed and in a different place, it's going to feel different. And it's going to, like, you love the sport. Like you said, you're doing it, you would be doing it only for the reasons of the love and selfish reasons, if that is what you want, not because somebody in your family, some of the friends are telling you, but like deep inside, you know what you want. If that is settling down, right? And being happy and taking time, working a little bit, cooking, having time and not having all this stress, then yes, try that life a little bit. Like for me, it's like I tried married life, family life, everything. I feel like, you know.
No, but it's good. And now you realize
Now
that
I
there's
know.
something else. And
Now I know that I did. I want this. It's
that's
not,
good.
this life that I'm choosing now, it's way harder.
of course, I know.
And
But
you
listen to
know
me.
that, but I want that. I
It's
don't
like-
care
it's
what
like-
everybody else says.
It's like what I said, for me, it was easier to keep going, like automatic, you keep playing, whatever you feel good or not.
Yeah.
But for me to take the decision to stop, it was like my whole world stopped, At some point I was afraid I would go back to be depressed, like taking the decision to like, hey, let's stop and see what happens, because this is not good either. This is not healthy. So for me, it would have been way easier to keep going. You keep going, you feel like whatever, just
Yeah,
do it because this
yeah.
is what you know how to do, and that's it. But then stepping out of that comfort zone and like trying to find a job, because I had to live out of something. And then like,
Yes.
I've never done this. And man, I'm alone. And like in a new country, it was a lot, There was weeks where I wouldn't go out of my house, not just days, more than
God, yeah.
So it was a lot. It was way easier to stay on that place. But I was like, you know what? I need something different. So right now I'm like, if I get to the place where I'm like, hey, I'm ready and I want to do it, I will do it from a different place, different, completely different place. If not, then maybe it was just it.
Exactly. And I'm so proud of you for doing that, because it takes guts. It takes guts to do that.
Same what you're doing.
Because
A lot even more, because you have 2 kids.
it's not, maybe we can go by, but it takes guts also
yeah.
to do what you're doing instead of just keep going.
To jump out of that comfort zone, what we hear all the time.
Yes,
So, yeah.
and to take some time to work on yourself, and to maybe it's like we're in some like, we're the same age basically. I'm 1 month older than you, so maybe we're going through something.
30-something crisis,
Oh my God. But anyways, I really want to have you again because you live here, but because I want to talk about tour life more. But we really have to go now. We're past our time. How great was this, right?
So good. Like, I didn't expect it.
You see, you thought it was like gonna be like an interview or something. No, thank you so much for being here with us.
Thank you for inviting me.
Thank you guys for watching and supporting this podcast. Make sure to follow Paula on her Instagram. We're gonna put it here, and we'll see you next time. Today's episode is sponsored by MatchSet. MatchSet is an amazing company that provides players with incredible equipment and apparel. With MatchSet, equipment does matter, and they make sure it won't slow you down. Use code TennisWithEmma to get 10% of Match Tennis today. Thank you so much for supporting and listening to our podcast. Make sure to follow us on social media.
And be sure to listen to next week's episode of the EMAzing Tennis Podcast.